Hi there, this is Andrea Mowry of Drea Renee Knits, and today I'm going to be showing a quick little tutorial on how I like to seam two pieces of knit fabric utilizing the mattress stitch. So we are going to need yarn to seam with. Ideally your yarn needs to be strong enough so that when you tug, it won't break on you. If the yarn you knit your item with is a little more on the fragile side, then I recommend choosing a different yarn just from your stash to seam with, especially because most seaming we do is going to be invisible. So people won't see that yarn even if it's not perfectly matched, but you definitely want to use something that's strong enough to withstand the tugging that comes along with seaming. I am going to be doing mattress stitch with my knitting all facing the same direction, going row to row, climbing up to seam it. So almost as though if I had knit these pieces together, they would be just like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. You're gonna need a length that is 3 to 4 times the length of what you are seaming. So I always just measure that and then I'll fold my yarn over. I like to do 4 personally. It always gives me extra, but I would rather have extra than run out when I'm seaming. So then I would even give myself a little tail. So I'm going to go ahead and slip my yarn onto my tapestry needle. And we need to begin by joining our two pieces together. I'll zoom in so you can see a little better. So I want to go in, depending on your pattern, it will probably tell you if you have a selvage stitch. Sometimes that is just 1 stitch in from the edge. Sometimes it's 2. So you want to know where that is so you know how far you need to go in to seam your work. I'm going to just go 1 stitch in. So this little edge stitch here. What you do want to make sure is that you stay consistent and you don't accidentally hop a half a stitch, because then you would have, you know, here's a complete knit stitch here, that V, and then you would have half a leg here. So we just want to make sure we don't split our stitches. So I'll be going in 1 stitch from each edge. I have my cast on edge down here and my bind off edge up here at the top. So I'm going to begin by inserting my tapestry needle from back to front through the edge of that first stitch here and pulling through my seaming length, leaving a tail to weave in later. And now I want to do the same thing over on my other side. So going in 1 stitch from the edge, making sure I don't grab that leg of the other stitch, going from back to front, pulling my yarn through. Now I'm going to go right back to my other side and repeat, and that's what's going to lock our yarn in for us. So I'm just going through the same way I started, following that same path, and just pulling my yarn through to complete that little figure 8. And now I have my yarn joined. So we are going to go to the other side, and if you pull your stitches apart, do you see those horizontal bars? You can kind of see it better, 1 more stitch in. Those horizontal bars, that's what we're going to be using for our seaming. So again, I want to stay just 1 stitch in from the edge, and I'm going to go up just 1 bar from where I joined, and I'm running my tapestry needle right under that bar from bottom to top and pulling my yarn through. And now for this very first one and this one only, I am going to go up not 1 but 2 bars. So here is 1, I'm going to go up 2, and that is going to help level out my seaming so that there's no jog at the bottom. I'm going to go back over here. And from now on, you don't have to keep pulling that apart. You can actually just use your tapestry needle. If you insert it back where you originally came out, you can see the bars when you lift up. So see, I have 2 there, so I'm going to drop that second one, so I only have 1. And there we go. Pull my yarn up. Go back to the other side, and from now on, I'm just jumping 1 bar, not 2. So 1 bar, and then back to my other side. And we'll do 1 bar again. Back over here. Well, let's make sure I'm going up where I need to be, going above the last one. 1 bar. And so you can see my little zigzag, my little zip. And then I periodically just give that a little tug to zip everything up. Now, don't mind this. This is where I was lazy and didn't weave in my ends. I just cut off my excess from my cast on. But do you see how nicely that's already lining up? So when I'm all done, this is gonna be totally invisible. It'll be so tidy besides my little short snipped cast on. All right, let's keep going a little bit further. So I'm going back over to this side and just going up 1 bar at a time. Now, let's say you like to do all your seaming, all your finishing in front of a good movie, and you get a little distracted. Just going 1 bar at a time. You get a little distracted and you realize that all of a sudden when you zip up, something's happened and you're not perfectly lined up anymore. The nice thing is knitting's pretty flexible. So if it's not a massive discrepancy, what you can do to even it out is on the side that's too long compared to the other one, go up 2 bars. Do that every other time, a couple times till it evens out. I mean, it really can be pretty flexible. Ideally, we're going 1 at a time, but you know, you can fudge things if you need to a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna keep going 1 at a time. I actually find the rhythm of this very soothing. And after I do this one, we'll do another little zip it up. So again, you can see my little seaming lines, and then I just pull that slack out, and those are all snugged right in to each other. And then I would just keep going all the way up. So that is mattress stitch. Happy knitting!